Welcome to the Hoyt Easton Pro-Am here in Foley, Alabama, and this is Meet the ASA, brought to you by TRU Ball Axcel. This weekend, we headed out to the Known 40 range to meet some para-archers who are converging on the ASA this season to demonstrate that archery is for everyone. All right, we're here continuing Known 40. Doug, what's your last name?
Godfrey.
Godfrey, where are you from?
Florida.
From Florida, okay. And ASA, how long have you been doing it, or is this your first one?
This is actually my third year coming out here.
Okay.
Decided to try something different a couple years ago. A friend instigated me to try 3D, so figured, why not?
For archery, you shoot a lot of the USAT stuff, correct? Indoor too?
I do some indoor, but primarily the USATs.
Okay. So 3D, why did you decide to come out here in 3 years? So why did you keep coming back?
Honestly, it's a lot more fun.
You can say that. It's okay.
I mean, I love being out in the woods anyway, and, being able to get out in the woods and shoot at different targets at different distances. I'm not bold enough to try the unknown yet. And I had a couple friends that are like, oh, you need to try unknown. That's real 3D. And I'm like, yeah, but if I'm going to shoot animals, I know my ranges. I'm not shooting an animal at unknown distance.
Levi Morgan carries a rangefinder when he bow hunts.
Yeah.
So what is it that how long have you been shooting archery altogether?
Other than like Cub Scouts as a kid, after I got injured in the military, it was part of my rehab process. And so I met Trainwreck in 2017 and got classified in 2018 for para archery.
Trainwreck. So you met Trainwreck and you just said, whatever that guy's doing, I got to do it too.
Didn't quite start out that way, but it turned into a goal to try and get at his level.
So it's interesting that you mentioned that it was part of your rehab, because we see some of the folks from Walter Reed come up to shoot with us, and they talk about that. You explain. I mean, you went through it. Why is archery, why would it be part of a rehab for that type of situation?
Well, it's a combination of figuring out, like, when your life changes drastically, now you got to figure out, okay, what next? What do I do next? And instead of sitting around feeling sorry for yourself. Yeah. And I was doing competitive air shooting as well, like Olympic air rifle, Olympic air pistol, as well as this. And I chose to stick with this because this is more of a challenge because it's dynamic.
Right.
I mean, you're pushing, you're pulling, you're aiming,
Yeah. So were you shooting before you were injured in the military? A bow and arrow?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, Cub Scouts, I did some, and I got a bow decades ago just to try and see if I could do bow hunting, and never really did anything with it. Yeah. But yeah, after that, kind of got hooked on it.
Is there anything that you have to do because of the chair to help you shoot?
The biggest thing that I find is trying to make sure that the chair is in the right position. So, because body dynamics, it's not like I can just shift my toes towards the target to realign. And
this, like you said, USAT, everything's flat and level. Well, usually, except when it rains. But this is definitely not that.
Richmond a few years ago for outdoor nationals.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
We didn't have to set our brakes. We weren't going anywhere in that muck.
Yes, I remember that well. So just getting your position right is what you're mainly trying to do.
Yeah, and especially with the uneven terrain. Like last year at London, Kentucky, with some of them, it was kind of funny watching. Some of the archers were like, well, how do you balance? Because I can, like, bend this knee more than that one. Yeah. I'm like, I just kind of shift a little bit in my chair and hope it works.
So it's you shifting versus you trying to get the chair, or probably both.
A combination of the two, depending on where the terrain is. I had one target earlier with the ram where I went to pull in, and I couldn't get a prime position because I started spinning the tires, and I'm like, well, I'm not digging up for the guys that have to shoot after me. So I was like, I'll shoot from here.
Oh, yeah, I guess you can shoot behind. It's just you can't shoot in front of it.
Yeah. I mean, I was still, like, close to it, but I didn't have the right angle on the target. Gotcha. So I was kind of shooting a little bit over my shoulder.
Yeah. So, Josh Grind, president of the ASA, he sent us out here to talk to you folks because he said that there were going to be several here this weekend. What would you say to someone who is who is also in a wheelchair about coming out here to shoot ASA?
Well, I would say if you can shoot a bow and arrow and you have any desire to do this, by all means, come out. I mean, Efim was out here in a manual chair.
Yes.
I've shot field tournaments at Newberry before in a manual chair before I got this.
Gotcha.
And if you can get your hands on a track chair or a four-wheel drive power chair of any kind, come on out. I mean, if nothing else, have fun.
Yeah. KJ's chair, I like that thing.
Yeah, I have a track chair that I'm hoping to take delivery of in a few weeks.
Nice. Well, all right. Well, Doug, I should ask, how was your round today?
It's not my worst.
Good answer.
It's kind of in the middle. I had one shot that I kind of got out of my shot, and it got away from me. And I told the guys, I was like, I heard it hit foam. That's all I care. We're not hunting for an arrow.
Gotcha. All right, Doug. Well, we appreciate your time. Best of luck with the rest of your round this weekend.
Thank you, PJ.
Okay, so we're here on known 40 range I, out here at Foley at the Hoyt Easton Pro, and we're here with Efim. What's your last name?
Hurg.
Okay, Efim, where are you from?
San Antonio, Texas.
From San Antonio, Texas. And have you shot national ASAs before?
No, this is my first time.
First time. What made you come out?
Because I heard they were going to try to start a para class.
Gotcha. All right. So you've been competing in archery for how long?
This for like 2 or 3 years, I think. 2 or 3 years, yeah.
Okay. How'd you get into it? What made you pick it up?
Well, my mom found like a organization for kids with disabilities, and she just wanted me to try out for archery at a local shop nearby that was starting it. So,
one of the things we say about archery is it's for any age, it's for all abilities. There is no body type. Anybody can do it. When you picked it up, how did you deal? Like, was that what you noticed right away? That, hey, I can shoot this just like anybody else.
well, at first I didn't like it because it just didn't feel right for my body. I just didn't have like the endurance or just the ability to even draw a bow back because it was hard. And then a few years later, I picked it back up, practiced like more than usual, started getting into it and just wanted to shoot more. So, yeah.
And I believe you set a record recently.
Yeah. It was for indoor nationals 2 or 3 weeks ago at Kentucky.
And the record was, remind me again.
I broke 4. One was U21, U18, 300 record, and 600 record.
And the double round. Okay. So how old are you? I guess I should ask.
I'm 19.
Okay, gotcha. And you were at, I guess you did that before your birthday changed. Yeah. Okay. So obviously it seems to be going pretty well now.
Yeah, it is. So.
Do you shoot much? Have you done much 3D before? That's different from spots.
Well, I started. So this is my first year of going to college, and I started shooting 3D for collegiate. Okay. Yeah.
And you go to what school?
University of Rio Grande, and it's in Ohio.
And it's in Ohio. Good thing you mentioned that because I did not know that. All right. Tell me about your setup there. You're shooting, I forget where your bow's at. What bow are you shooting?
I'm shooting at Darton Vegas 3D. I have a Ultra View scope, Axcel. I'm shooting. I got Conquest stabilizers. And, yeah, that's about it.
What's your draw weight set out there?
My draw weight, currently, I think it's 55.
Gotcha. So you can get the arrow speed that you need.
Yeah. So
what do you think? This is your first 3D. You're, what, about halfway through your round or a little bit over that? What do you think about it?
I like it so far. It's a little bit muddy, but I'll get through it. So.
Yeah. And you know, coming from shooting spots and stuff, you're shooting foam animals. How are you adjusting to that difference?
It's not much different, just besides just changing the sight every time. But yeah. So.
All right, Efim. Well, we appreciate you coming out here, and good luck with the rest of your round.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so we're here with Jason Tabansky again on the known 40 range. And Jason, where are you coming from?
San Antonio, Texas.
All right, and ASA, have you been to them before?
I shot ASA in 2022. I shot all the ASAs right before going back to USA Archery.
Okay, so what brings you back?
So one, I missed it. I really enjoy shooting 3D. It's a really good change of pace, and being able to shoot other disciplines and get all that honed in. And also one of my good friends, who was my roommate in Paris, KJ Polish, he's been at my ear to come back out and shoot, and here I am. But I did tell him that the colder I get, we made a little bet that he was going to go shark fishing with me, and I told him that the colder I get, the further out we're going to go. So I want everybody to know that and to hold him accountable, because I'm freezing right now.
KJ, I heard it right here, so we're going to hold you to that. So, Jason, what is it that you like about 3D?
Well, I live in Texas, so hunting is a big part of our culture in Texas. And, getting out here and practicing different distances, different animals. I'm pretty sure that we have all these targets. We have them in real life animal form in Texas. So, yeah. So getting out here and doing that, plus, the community, the environment of the ASA community is always very welcoming, going to different parts of the country and, sometimes visiting places that I haven't been to in a while, like Foley. I used to be in the military and aviation, so we used to fly into Gulf Shores all the time. And then coming back here, I get to see those places again and, just relive some past memories.
How old are you?
Turned 41 last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So out here, I know KJ's interested in getting some more of the para folks out here. What are some of the unique challenges that you face in a place like this in Foley?
Yeah, so the number one challenge is going to be the terrain. You're gonna need some kind of power chair to be able to move comfortably. Efim was out here earlier in a manual chair, and he's pretty strong and pretty mobile. Getting him around. If it's dry, then there's really no problem. But with the mud and stuff, a power chair is recommended. Getting a good 3D setup is always good. A lot of the para guys and gals, they shoot USA Archery stuff, so they're used to that 50-meter mark. Get a really good sight tape. That's the number one thing you want when you come out here. And then just come out and have fun.
So K40, you're used to 50 meters. This is like a gimme, right?
Yeah. And everybody's been giving me a little bit of a hard time with that. So the last time I shot ASA, I was shooting in the known pro division. And this time when KJ was talking to me about coming out and getting all the para guys and gals shooting, he said, "Hey, we're going to put you guys in K40." And I said, "KJ, you know that I'm going to get harassed for this." But it's been fun, honestly. You meet some new people and get to hang out, and you exchange tips, and you always learn from somebody. That's the big thing. Right. Doesn't matter if you've been doing this for 20, 30 years or one, you're always going to learn something new from someone. So have an open mind and enjoy it.
Tell me again about the difference in your bow setup from what you shoot at USA Archery to what you have out here.
Yep. So out here I have just a normal setup with a peep, a clarifier, a scope with a 6-power lens. At USA Archery or World Archery, I'm restricted to, number one is 45 pounds. In my 45 pounds or under. Yep. In my division, you can shoot either a compound or a recurve, so they have to be set up somewhat similar. So I'm not allowed to use a peep. I have to shoot with a recurve aperture, and I can't have a level. You can use any kind of release aid or any kind of adaptations, and that division is usually set for the most impaired archers. You have to have a deficiency in your upper body limbs, your core, and your lower body. So people will see in the photos and videos that I was strapped in. I don't have balance from the base of my neck pretty much down. So if I draw back without a strap, I'll fall over to the side. And that's one thing that we're allowed to do. We're allowed to strap in any way that makes it safe and stable.
What are you pulling at? What weight are you pulling out here this weekend?
This is set at 52 pounds right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So for ASA, I went with a 52-pound bow, put a peep and a scope on it. Went with some lighter arrows to pick up speed. So speed-wise, I was right at the 280 mark, something like that. Okay. So yeah, a little bit of a difference compared to what I'm used to shooting.
So have you been shooting indoor this year, or have you been shooting indoor archery?
Yep. Normally I really, really dislike indoor.
We all do.
Yeah, it's like watching paint dry, right? So no. I had a goal after Paris. There's been an indoor record that I've been kind of after, and in January down in Austin, I was able to break that world record. So
What was it?
it was a 60 arrow indoor world record for W1. The previous record was 582. I shot a 587. So yeah, now I have a goal to break that one next year. So
Break your own record. Hey, right?
gonna keep going.
All right, Jason. Well, I should ask, how was your round today? We're at the end of day one. How was your round today?
So day one, I played pretty safe today. I wasn't very aggressive, just kind of getting back in the hang of things. And I shot clean for the most part. I had 2 barely out 8s and finished 4 up. So, yeah, I'm happy.
All right, so Jason, I see something hanging out of your pocket there. What is that you're holding on to?
Oh, this little thing?
Just a Olympic gold medal.
Yep. This is from Paris, this last Summer Games at the Paralympics for individual men's W1.
And that is awesome. So that would have been 50 meters.
Correct. 50 meters, 80 centimeter target, which is the same as the compound across. The only thing is we get an additional 5 rings. Ours goes from 10 to 1 versus the standard compound gets from 10 to 5.
How did that feel winning that thing? Come on.
You know, the crazy thing is this was it was a story on its own. I didn't qualify to go to Paris. I missed out by losing a match by a point here, a point there. But I just kept on shooting, kept on bumping up my world ranking. And in June, we were out in Czech Republic at a world ranking event, and I get a phone call from Sarah at USA Archery saying, "Hey, somebody from Australia got hurt. They had to pull out, and you're the next highest ranked, so you're going to Paris." And this was 6 weeks prior to going to Paris.
Come on.
So
And you come home with the gold medal.
that was the craziest thing. I mean, those 6 weeks, we came back home and just hit it hard, training every single day, shooting matches every day. I was actually shooting against my wife because she competes as well. Yeah. So I knew that towards the end of that training, once I started beating her in matches, I felt really confident. I was like, okay, I think I can do something. And then went out there with a really good mental game and no expectation in reality. I
was going to say, what were you expecting?
Top 5 finish is what I wanted. Yeah. That's what I wanted to be at that tournament in Czech Republic. I just competed against everybody that was going to Paris, and I finished 5th. So I was feeling really good. And then just went out there, had a opening ceremony, was on my birthday, then go and qualify the next day. So yeah, it was like a fairy tale. Yeah.
I mean, top 5 in Czech Republic, like you mentioned. Once you get to match play, anything can happen.
Exactly. The whole thing out there, qualification was really tight. I finished in 6th out of 13 for qualification, and the difference between myself and second was 3 points. So we went back and forth all day. Once we did that, then the matches leading to the gold medal match was something else that, you know, it was like a dream because I got to shoot against my friends, people that I admired. One of the most memorable matches I had was against my friend David from Czech Republic. This was his 5th games, and he's medaled at the last 4. No kidding. He had gold in Beijing, silver in London, silver in Rio, and then gold in Tokyo. And I get to shoot against him in my quarterfinal.
Jason, you broke his streak.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm sure you didn't mind that at all.
No, you know, he was happy for me. I was happy to have been able to shoot with him. And then he came back the next day and he won a medal in team rounds. So he still went home with something. But,
well, hey, now my weekend's complete. I got to see an Olympic gold medal. That's awesome.
It's something that I've been just working for, and it was a dream come true. Really, really thankful for everybody's support, and can't do this without a community being behind you. So that's
awesome.
what it's all about.
Awesome. Congratulations, Jason.
Thank you. Appreciate it.